Discogs Randomizer, Garage Geek Edition. Hi, welcome to Garage Geek. So there's a thread going around that you have to use Discogs to randomize your selections, and you're supposed to pick 10. Now, I felt left out because I'm so bad. It takes me so long just to organize my collection, let alone put it on to Discogs. So I cheated, and I had my husband come out, and he said a number 1 through 20 to match a cubby hole, and then he would just randomly grab one. So he grabbed 5 albums, and I grabbed 5 of his randomly, based on that kind of numbering system. And so I'm going to show you the results. However, we're going to do more than that. I also had him grab 5 random comics and 5 random books. So stick around to see what was pulled. But let's go ahead and get started with vinyl. We're going to start with my husband's. You saw one already. Okay, so let me put these over here. Okay, so the first one I picked was Lionel Richie's Can't Slow Down. And this one has All Night Long, Penny Lover, Stuck on You, Hello, Running with the Night. It's got a lot of hits. Look at him. He's got that Don Johnson vibe going on there. Okay, he watched, what was that show Don Johnson was on? That was so popular in the 80s. Oh no, I don't even want to talk about that. So, after Lionel Richie, let's go ahead. Wait, I gotta see this again. What the hell is Lionel doing on that pole? Look at that. You can get sideways. I guess he is all night long. Number 2. Well, you've already seen what number 5 is, but there's a little story behind that one. Okay, number 2 is a really beat up copy of Flashdance. This is where the price sticker was, and it came off and wrecked the album, but okay. Flashdance. Okay, number 3 is this double album of 80s hits. 35, 32 original hits. These are all like really big hits, so it's a double album. Oh my god, it's got Meatloaf howling right there. Look at Meatloaf howling. All right, so that was number 3. Number 4, very lucky. I pulled his favorite, so he was very happy. He loves Madonna. So there you go. We got Madonna. I don't even know which album this is. Lucky Star Borderline. I think it's her
first. Yeah. Running Up, Holiday. See, it's either her
first or second. But anyways, look at that. There's Madonna. Madonna. It's probably her first since it's self-titled. Her eponymous debut. And finally, you've already seen it. I was traveling and I came across this, and I was missing my husband because I was on a travel, and yeah, this was from Las Vegas. So it's a bootleg, live concert in Cleveland, and I'm from Cleveland, in 1983. And the thing is, he's never even opened it up and listened to it, so I chided him for that. Okay, so yeah, he hasn't even opened it, but dang, this bootleg thing cost $35. That's a lot. Okay, so that was my husband's. I randomly picked those. So now I'm gonna show mine that he picked randomly in order. So the first one he picked was this gorgeous Paul Robeson at Carnegie Hall, and I actually reviewed this one in a video. But look at that cover, stunning, so gorgeous. So I'm glad he picked that. Number 2. You're probably gonna say it is a number 2, but and that's Streisand and Christopherson. I had such trouble remembering this guy's name recently. Nick Christopherson. But anyways, there you go. Barbra Streisand. Ew, from backwards, that looks like his tongue going in. Anyways, close up. No. Okay, so I don't even think I've ever listened to this. It's got big hits though. I don't think I've seen this version of the movie. Have I? I must have when I was a kid. I still need to see the Judy Garland version. I've seen the Lady Gaga version. And I'm so Okay, if you ever watch this video, Claudio, I'm sick of hearing In the Shallows or whatever that song is at karaoke. I'm so sick of that. Every time. In the shadows. No, shallows. Okay, number 3 is a Living Stereo Miracle Surface. Look at that. On a magic carpet, the 3 Sons. Now, I've got about 4 or 5 albums from this orchestra, and I don't think I've ever reviewed one. I do have one to be reviewed, but I think I just need to do a deep dive into them and see. But look at that. She's flying over the city on a magic carpet. Come on, that is a gorgeous cover. And there's the back. They got suns for heads. All right. And that was my number 3. Number 4 was the Mighty Wurlitzer. And so this would be organ music. And I don't think I've ever reviewed this one. But look, they're so happy to hear that organ music. It is the Roaring Hi-Fi 20s. Oh my gosh. I keep showing my fingers, and I'm definitely going to cut my nails today. So sorry about that. And finally, we have the Decemberists. I love the Decemberists. I absolutely love them, and I love them for their lyrics. And this one is What a Terrible World, What a Beautiful World. And so this one is a gatefold. It's got this beautiful gatefold. There you go. Yeah, it's gatefold, the beautiful gatefold. So there you have it. Those are my 5 random picks. Okay, so as I promised, he also went ahead and picked 5 books and 5 comics. So which should we do first? Books or comics? Books or comics? Books or comics? Let's say the nice art for last. So we're going to look at 5 books. So the first one he picked was Orson Scott Card's Ender's World. Now, he got all excited because he knows I love Ender's Game, and I think he's even read Ender's Game, and we saw the movie together. But this isn't Ender's Game. This is Ender's World. So this is a group of short stories in the Ender's world. Okay, that didn't make sense. So they take place in the Ender's universe, basically. If you've never read... Oh, don't get me started on this. Okay, so he was one of my controversial authors. I won't go into that. And then, what he does with world building. Wow. If you like sci-fi at all, you need to read the Enders series, because it's not one series, it's 2. They start in the same place and they go 2 totally different directions. Wow. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is kind of funny. How to Read Literature Like a Professor. Now, I don't even think I've ever... Oh, yeah, I did start reading this. I mean, it must have been years and years and years ago. I don't even know why I still have this on my shelf. You can see it's kind of all yellowed from being on my shelf for so many years. I really should read this. It's probably got something interesting. Okay, number 3. This is one I didn't... I actually wanted... I kept telling him, no, put it back. Pick a different one. He's like, no, you can't do that. Those aren't the rules. So he picked The Sound of Things Falling. Now, this is by Juan Gabriel Vasquez, and my husband read this book. And I was supposed to read it with him concurrently, but I started reading it, and I don't know why. I just kind of was bored with it, and I just think I was busy. It wasn't a bad book at all, and my husband really liked it a lot. And so I think the reason I didn't want to pick it was my shame at never having finished it. That's not good. And then number 4 is by Nobel Prize winning Nadine Gordimer. No, she's a South African writer. This is July's People. I think this one actually won the Booker Prize, I think. Anyways, I've read this one, and it is very good, but I read it so long ago. It's a slim book, but she's a very good writer. Small, you're going to have to work hard, because she demands your attention. She's a great writer. In fact, I need to read more by Nadine Gordimer. I've actually read about 5, but she's got a lot of novels, and she is definitely a writer who needs to be taken seriously. And finally, I'm trying to collect this series, and I don't have that many, but look at these gorgeous They're cloth-bound penguins. And they're not, like, overall, the build and the design, you can tell they are cheap. You can get these for about $20 to $24. But they're just, I just love the designs on them. And they look so beautiful on your shelf. And I want more of them. That's because I'm a hoarder. I have to buy everything. Anyways, Elizabeth Gaskell's Cranford, and it's a very good book. All right, what you've all been waiting for. You've been dying to see my 5 random comics. I know, VC. I know you're dying for my comics out there. You had to suffer through my book. So the first comic that my husband pulled was Nova number 2. Now this comic I got in a lot of other comics. So that sounds weird, but a lot is like just a group of comics that you all buy for the same price. A lot, like on eBay, a lot. And you can tell this one is beaten. But when I was young, my brother had these, and I was a big fan of Nova and Omega. I kind of lumped them together. And of course, I want to have the entire set. I have most of them, but I need to get a new copy of that just because it's so, I don't know what that is. Number 2, I was very happy that he pulled this. This is one of the first comics that I think I actually bought with my own money that I remember. I remember going to the spinner rack and picking out comics. I had already been reading comics for a while because of my older brother. He started collecting around the 20 or 25 cent range. And I read all his comics, and then, he stopped buying them, and so I started buying my own. And I remember this is one of the first, and you can't go wrong, because this is, I think, this might not be George Perez cover art. It doesn't look like George Perez, but it's still a stunning cover.
I love yellow.
This is around the time of George Perez. This was a great run of Avengers. And spoiler, I guess Beast is a villain in the most recent incarnation of X-Men. And I'm very curious about that, actually. Beast has always been one of my kind of favorites. He's like, I've always really liked Beast way before the movies. Like, maybe it's because he's on the cover of one of my first comics, right? So how can you deny that? Okay, the next one he picked was a modern comic. I showed this recently. So this is the Women of Marvel. They're the Icons. Marvel Icon variant. I only got 2 or 3 of these, but I wish I had bought more just because I would like them as a display. The 4th one he picked was, there's this Amazing Spider-Man reprint series, and it's basically on newspapers. It's very strange. So I bought these in a whole group, and I didn't realize they were like newspapers. And so they're super thin on this newspaper. And I've got a lot of them, but I don't have the whole set. But I would like to be a completionist. I would like to get these. They're reprints of the original Spider-Man comics. This one is actually volume 9, even though this says it's from issue number 4 of The Amazing Spider-Man. And finally, my husband, when he grabbed this, he was like, oh, nice cover. So he really liked this one. So this is Justice League 31. So this is Justice League by Snyder and Tynion and Jimenez and Sanchez. Okay, and so I'm not sure who the cover artist is, but it is actually a very nice and dynamic cover. So there you have it. My husband was the randomizer. You got to see 5 of my albums, 5 of his albums, 5 of my books that he randomly picked, and 5 of my comics. Am I leaving anything out? You got some interaction with Angel and Aries. Again, I want to thank all of you for your support. Hi! Poor Angel. We got excited. Angel, are you okay? Come here. Did I step on your paw? Did I step on your paw, Angel? Why are you right at my feet? He's growling because the other dog is trying to get attention. When you get the attention, you get the attention, I mean. Why are you right under my feet? I'm trying to show off Lionel Richie right now. Okay. And you guys are crazy. Aries, you want to be on the camera? You want to be in the camera, Aries? God, I got a lot of editing. Okay, you want to come over too? You want to be in the camera? Come here, honey. You want to be in the camera too? Oh, you too, Angel? You both want to be on camera? Oh, you babies. You just love being on the camera, huh? Yes, you both love being on the camera. Oh. Ow, when am I ever going to be able to make this video? Come here, you want to be in my lap? Come on. Come on, you want to be on my lap? Come on, hurry up, jump. I got to do this or I'll never get this video done. I got to give them their... Aries needs grooming. Yes, you do, Aries, but I still love you with your dirty face. Yes. Okay, we're ready? Can I do my video? I can do it now? Okay. That was not animal abuse, okay? Poor Angel. He got stepped on. All right.